This is Easter Island, an utterly desolate, completely isolated, and the most eerily appearing small island located right in the middle of the ocean, hundreds of kilometers off the coast of Chile. This island spans 63 square miles, a hidden island that no one knew about until 1722. But when this island was first seen, thousands of statues carved from stone were found standing here. Seeing them, it seemed as if people from some era had built them for a specific purpose. How, on this tiny island in the Pacific Ocean, not one, not two, but over 1,000 large statues were erected all around the island? And what was the purpose behind creating so many statues? And what happened back then that caused all the people living here to leave, leaving some statues unfinished? Welcome to another video from Money Basics Explained. If you are watching a Money Basics Explained video for the first time, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. The story begins in 1722, nearly 300 years ago, when a European explorer, Jacob Roggeveen, got lost in the ocean on his small boat. After sailing for several days, he arrived at this island. Upon reaching, he saw countless large stone statues standing on the shores of this island. These statues looked very terrifying and tall, skillfully carved from stone. Jacob found this strange. He thought there must be many more people here who had built these statues, so he began exploring the island further. After wandering the island for a few hours, he realized he was completely alone on the entire island. Apart from these stone statues, there was nothing else. There were many statues, some standing and some lying fallen on the ground. During that time, only a few people lived on this island, and they called it Rapa Nui. This island was once home to thousands of people, but even they did not know who built these statues, why, or when. After that, this island became a major mystery point. Archaeologists and experts from around the world began arriving to uncover its secrets. Many people came to see this mysterious island, while others came to unravel the mystery behind these statues. Easter Island is so isolated in the ocean that its nearest island is 2,075 kilometers away and uninhabited. Its nearest inhabited island, with a population of 500, is about 2,600 kilometers away, known as Mangareva. Meanwhile, Easter Island belongs to Chilean territory, and the distance from here to the Chilean coast is 3,512 kilometers. Nowadays, reaching here is only possible by plane, which takes about 5 hours from Chile to Easter Island. On this island, roughly the size of a normal city, there are about 1,000 large statues. All these statues are called Moai. Almost all of these statues resemble each other. Some have eyes, while others were made without eyes. Their long noses, sharp necks, flat heads, and elongated faces give them a unique appearance. According to experts, these statues were built in the 13th century, i.e., about 700 years ago. Many statues stand proudly at the island's border with their full bodies, while others are deeply buried in the ground. In 2012, during an excavation, something astonishing was discovered. It turned out that the statues, of which only the heads were visible above ground, had their entire bodies buried underground. Among these statues, one was 33 feet tall, about the height of a modern passenger bus, and weighed up to 90,000 kilograms. It would require over 500 people just to move it, let alone lift it. The most surprising discovery was an unfinished statue left on a mountain. According to expert calculations, its height would have been 70 feet and its weight would have reached about 300 tons upon completion. carving statues from stone, and then transporting so many statues to different points on the island seems like a task that might not even be possible today. For many years, it was believed that this work was done by aliens from space. However, modern research has completely disproven this theory. Scientists and archaeologists have found several pieces of evidence to solve this mystery, indicating that these statues were made from stones from the volcano present on this island itself hundreds of years ago. In other words, this work was done right here on this island. When an experiment was conducted to carve an eye similar to those on the statues onto a stone, it took a full 3 days to complete this small task. This was done using an old tool that people used in ancient times for carving stone. Experts believe that a team of about 12 laborers would have been formed to build one full-sized statue, taking about a year to complete. Looking at the unfinished statues here, it was estimated that large stones were carved into the shape of statues while lying on the ground, and once the work was completed, they were separated from the stone. After that, it was hard to understand how these incredibly heavy statues, each weighing as much as 14 elephants, were transported from the volcano site to different points on the island, kilometers away. To understand this, several statues lying in the middle of the path were examined. One commonality among all these fallen statues was that those lying on a slope had fallen face down, while those lying on their backs were found while climbing uphill. This clearly shows that when these statues were being transported, they were in a standing position and fell and broke during transportation. Experts believe that all these statues were straightened using ropes and then slowly pulled left and right to move them forward. In this way, they were transported to various directions on the island. To demonstrate this, a concrete statue was made. Ropes were tied on all 3 sides to balance it. By giving a slight push from behind and pulling from the left and right sides, this statue surprisingly began moving forward. Using this technique, the statue was moved a distance of 50 feet. This proved that the people living on Easter Island at that time moved these statues using this technique. But there was one final mystery that needed to be solved. Who were the people who built 1,000 statues, and what exactly happened that caused them to leave the island, leaving statues unfinished? A study revealed that around 1,750 people once lived on this island of Rapa Nui. They were Polynesians who arrived on the island around the year 300, about 1,700 years ago. Surprisingly, the island did not look as it does today back then. It was a dense forest full of trees, and there is ample evidence of this on the island itself. Pollen evidence from 25 different types of trees has been found on Easter Island, with the highest quantity belonging to palm trees. If there was such a dense forest here back then, where did it go? Researchers believe that over those 1,700 years, large-scale deforestation was carried out here. It is thought that this forest of palm trees was not useful to the arriving people because they were farmers.
They needed land where they could farm and produce grains to survive, and where they could easily move these external statues. For this reason, they likely destroyed the forest with their own hands. Large-scale deforestation disrupted the entire ecosystem of the environment. Initially, nothing felt amiss, but over time the land became completely barren. As a result, food became scarce for the island's inhabitants, leading to conflicts among them. Human bones with severe injury marks have been found on the island, serving as evidence of a major war on this small island where women were primarily targeted. The decline in the number of women led to a gradual decrease in the population, and eventually a time came when the surviving people left the island forever, abandoning everything. Today, this island has become a major tourist attraction. Seeing these giant stone statues, it is hard to believe that they are indeed statues built by humans 1,700 years ago. There are many theories about whether these statues were built for religious purposes or had some other motive, but the truth remains unknown to this day. I hope you will like and share this Money Basics Explained video as well. That's all for today. See you very soon. Goodbye.